get pitched a lot of YouTube stars, as you might imagine. And that's an interesting new phase that we're looking at and considering. And I think there have been a lot of articles on how Grace Helberg, she was a big YouTube star, did a show for E! I don't think E! is thrilled with the numbers because the audience really hasn't migrated from YouTube to E! to see her. So to what extent will they? And it's an interesting question. You know, am I in business with a few YouTube stars? I am. I have a new show coming up with Todrick Hall, who's a YouTube star, that's going to premiere in September. What we ask ourselves is not just, do they have a big audience that resonates? Because Todrick isn't even one of the top 20 YouTube stars. But we ask ourselves, why is it worthwhile for the viewer to see them on television? What can we do for them as a network? What can they do in their show that is worth it to not just watch them on YouTube 24/7 anytime you want to see them? So, and for the YouTube stars, that's a question that they should be asking themselves as well, because they make quite a bit of money, the really successful YouTube stars, and the cable fees they're going to get are not life-changing whatsoever. So, for instance, we talked to this guy named, what's his name? Devin Supertramp, right? Devin Supertramp, head of productions here. And he's a huge YouTube star, and he does these huge stunts. And he came in and talked to us. At the end of the day, I thought, I can't make your stunts any bigger. Your stunts are huge. All I can do is sort of give you a little bit more money and maybe show some behind-the-scenes footage or setup of those. And is that worthwhile for the audience to come see? Probably not. So we didn't do the Devin Supertramp show. So that's how we look at it and think about it.
I think with YouTube, it's become a great place for casting, right? Because it's just, if you look at how we used to cast years ago, before the internet, it was, who do you know, making phone calls, pulling through your Rolodex, finding out who's being booked as a comic somewhere. And now it's just this array of, you can see tape on so many different people, characters, etc., through their YouTube worlds, right? So it's one way to mine for talent, is what I'm saying, but it's not necessarily the linear show they're doing on YouTube is going to, or linear on YouTube doesn't make sense, but the show they're doing on YouTube is not going to necessarily, as we've seen with what happened at E!, translate exactly to linear television. So it's really a great way to mine for talent first, and then see what you can do with it.
But for a producer, you would say that if they were to at least look there for, inspiration, or even maybe connect with someone,
Right.
that might be
Oh yeah,
a
I
good
think
direction.
it's a great place to look for talent.